Hey team, Ray here and here for Moto NZ. Exciting day. It is September and that means, well, your Motorcycle Awareness Month, but also new GoPro month. Okay, this is the GoPro Hero 13 and this is the ND filter pack. Why does this kind of mean something? Well, people have been using ND filters on GoPros for a long time. It's how you get that beautiful cinematic motion blur, but the new GoPro Hero 13 makes that a whole lot easier. Let's dive into the box and find out what's in it. GoPro Hero 13 Black. It's got the same form factor as the Hero 12, but it also has these interchangeable ND filters on the front, which auto-detect and change the settings. Hey, look at that. No Apple-esque unboxing experience. It's a rip your way in type of job. It's all Euro packaging. Looks like a takeaway, in fact. So we have the camera, USB to USB-C, the battery. Now this is a new style Enduro battery, has a bit more juice in it, but it's also a new style, so you can't use the old batteries. We've got a GoPro action camera mount, a sticky mount thingy, and a screw. Oh, multicolored stickers, look at that. So we've got a new magnetic mount that clips on the bottom here. I haven't got the mount, but you can clip it on. You got your standard GoPro action camera rings, or you've got your tripod screw. So lots of mounting options. Your camera must be updated before you can use it. Okay, so we'll attach it to my phone, do the update, and then we'll run you through some more of the specs. Okay, so while that's updating, let's talk about some of the updates to this new camera. So we've got ND filters, as I mentioned, and a bunch of different lenses that auto-detect on the front of this camera. We've got a heatsink on the front here. Remembering though that if you're dealing with an action camera, you really want to be using it in an action environment where there's a little bit of wind disturbance to cool the thing down. It's not a video camera that you use inside your house. For the Hero 12, they took away the GPS module. For the 13, this one, they've brought back the GPS module, so you can get all sorts of telemetry data in your video simply by having this camera mounted to you or your motorbike or whatever it is. This thing has voice commands as well. It tethers to your phone. You can control it through your phone. You can rip off the fancy footage that you've just done and chuck it up on social media. It has a almost square sensor in it. Same sensor, same processor as the previous camera. However, if you use it in full sensor mode, open gate mode, you can then crop it vertically for social media or horizontally for YouTube. So you can make the most of your footage both ways. It does have Bluetooth built into it. You can pair this to your Cardo, your Sena, your AirPods, any kind of Bluetooth headset, and use that as a microphone, so that will work nicely for you. If you subscribe to the Quick app and the cloud, the GoPro Cloud, it will automatically upload your footage to the cloud for you to use when you come into your Wi-Fi range. Now the new filters, let's talk about the new filters. I've picked up the ND filter 4-pack, which includes I think it's an ND, it says here, ND4, ND8, ND16, and ND32. So there's 4 there. There's also an ultra wide, which is a replacement for the max lens mod, which I really like. There's a macro filter with a manual focus ring, and the anamorphic lens is coming, I believe, in early 2025 as well. So that's pretty cool. We're capable of 5.3K 60 or 4K 120. So 4K is your image resolution, 120 is the frame rate, meaning that when you slow that 120 frames per second down to 30 frames per second, you're going to get beautiful buttery smooth slow-mo video. You can do a 3 times burst slow-mo at 720p 400 frames per second, so you'll get really slow-mo, beautiful buttery smooth stuff. You can do an 8x slow-mo as well. HDR video, you've got the lens mods, 27 megapixel photos. You can do super raw HDR and raw photos in here as well. It's got a whole stack of effects. It will do 10-bit color. As I said, it's got the GPS built in, and it's waterproof to 10 meters. So, I mean, nothing groundbreaking from GoPro, but what I really like is the automatic sensing of ND filters. Now, the reason why I like these is you just snap it on and go. And in the world of motorcycling, we don't have time to faff around changing the shutter speed and changing the ISO and changing all these other features. And then you've got so much going on in your brain that you've forgotten what features and what settings you were going to do anyway. So the fact that I can take the ND filters and just snap one on a sunny day and get awesome, beautiful, smooth, cinematic motion blur, it really does upgrade your video. So that's why I picked that up. One thing that I really like about these cameras, and it was introduced with the Hero 12, the previous model camera, is that underneath they don't just have the action camera rings that you put on the mount. They have the 1/4-inch screw as well, which I find incredibly helpful. Like, it's just so good. You can just screw your camera on to a mount. I'm not sure. I don't think I have any on my desk here, but I mean, here's the top of a tripod. You just screw your camera onto the top of that, and it's quick. It's easy. You don't have to think about having the right GoPro mount adapter things. Just screw it onto any old tripod, and away you go. And I've never had a problem with one coming off. I've never lost one. In fact, I had a GoPro Hero 9 on a motorbike that crashed once, and it survived. So that's pretty cool. But the new DJI style, Insta360 style clip-on mount is a bit of an innovation. I'm going to get one of those in the future. I'm told that it goes both ways, where the Insta360 and the DJI ones only go one way. So looking forward to trying that. Otherwise, pretty standard. You've got your front-facing screen so you can see what's going on. You've got your massive rear-facing screen so you can see what's going on. This side flap, that's the forbidden flap. Never try and open it, because if you open it, it'll break off. It's not for opening. And then you've got your main door with your SD card and your battery in that side. There is also a magnetic external charging door, which you can get as an optional accessory for the GoPro Hero 13 as well. Okay, so this is the lovely little ND filter box that you get, and inside is your ND filters and a lens cap cover. That is really well designed. I like that. I like that I can put that together. That's all. It's GoPro monogrammed, but it's all in one. It's all protected. Is what I'm trying to say. I've got everything I need, as opposed to my other ND filters, which I don't think are on my desk, but they come in a hard plastic case, and it's really easily broken. So, yeah, that's a win from me. One thing that I really like about this GoPro set with the 4 ND filters is that there is a nice little silicone lens cap included in with the ND filters, which is something that I usually buy from the likes of AliExpress anyway, so thank you very much GoPro for including that. To swap the filters, it's as easy as twist and pull. There we go, filter is off. Can you see me through there? And then we choose the filter that we want. It's a pretty grey day, so I'd probably go ND4 on a day like this. And then you can see that there is a little blue tab on the inside of the ear. Actually, that's a good question. What's an ND filter? ND filter is essentially sunglasses for your camera. So it just tints it, so you can bring the range of your camera down to something that's a little more natural in how your eye perceives it. So blue to blue, put it on, and snap it in place. There we go. We've got an ND filter on the camera. And now the camera screen says, I don't even know if you can see that. No, you can't. It says ND4 on the screen. Which means that we can go into the settings, change all the settings to suit what we want. get a nice little bit of action blur going on, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. But it's just that simple. Right, let's go out on the road and test what this thing looks like in real life. Come on.
Okay, I have the GoPro Hero 13 on my helmet chin bar, Bluetooth connected to my Cardo Freecom X4 with the microphone inside my helmet, so you should be able to hear me crystal clear. On the bars, facing me, is the GoPro Hero 12 with max lens mod, looking at me right here. We've got the GoPro Hero 12 with ND32, I think it is, on the right-hand mirror stem. And on the left-hand mirror stem, we've got the Insta360 Ace Pro. Now, the Insta360 Ace Pro has the standard Leica lens, no ND filter, but it does have some internal smarts, which can give us that motion blur. Otherwise, the GoPro on my chin and the GoPro on my left mirror stem are both running ND32, which, with the settings I've put into those cameras, on a nice sunny day, should give us a beautiful cinematic motion blur. Now, of course, with the Hero 12, if I'm running an ND filter on the camera, I need to manually input the settings, where with the Hero 13, the ND filters that you can buy auto sense, so the camera knows what's on it, so you don't have to faff around with changing settings in the camera all the time. Now, ND32 is a little bit aggressive for probably the slightly overcast conditions we have at the moment, but the reason I've put the ND32 on was because there wasn't a cloud in the sky when I started setting up to record this for you. So we'll just have to live with it. I'm picking that in the tree-bound conditions in the area that we're in now, it's going to be probably underexposed and quite dark. But if I switch between the cameras, you tell me in the comments below what you think the better image is. I've always really liked the image from the Insta360. It's got a bigger sensor than the GoPros. It's got the same sensor that's in the DJI Osmo Action 4. But there's a lot more smarts in the Insta360 than the DJI. The smarts in the Insta360 are very similar to the smarts that are in the GoPro to make the image look as good as it possibly can. If you take the Insta360 out of the equation, GoPro, I have always preferred the image that comes off a GoPro sensor, even if it is slightly smaller. Though what I'm doing is I'm taking the full sensor image in open gate, which is almost square, and I'm cropping it in post-production for my intended use. So in YouTube you'll be seeing 16:9, in social media you'll be seeing 19:6, and my raw footage is coming out in, what is it, 4:3 or something like that. Now, I have that option in the Insta360 as well, but Insta360 rely a lot more on their app. So you can't just take the footage straight off the memory card, slam it into Final Cut or whatever your editing program of choice is, and use it. You've got to get the best out of it, you've got to put it through the Insta360 app on your computer or your smartphone or your iPad or something as well. So there's pros and cons to every camera. And if you're a better man than me at color matching, it doesn't really matter what you use, because you can color grade, color match one camera to the other and just use anything you like. I've always been a strong believer that you've got to, oh, they fenced that off. You've got to use the right tool for the right job. And so if I'm just doing a quick little review, maybe, I will chuck any old camera on my chin bar and put a 360 camera on the bars of the bike so I can get multiple angles. I won't use an action camera if I'm doing something in the garage. Generally I will use a DJI Pocket 3 or a DSLR like my Panasonic Lumix S9 or S5 II. So there you have it. There's a bit of a comparison between some cameras. The GoPro Hero 13 is out now. I like it. If you've got a Hero 12, there may not be much of a need to upgrade. If you've got a 9 or before, or 11 or before, I'd definitely say if you've got the money, upgrade. It would be an upgrade. And if you want to get that beautiful motion blur cinematic footage without having so much of a faff around, then you can definitely get the ND filters and it will work for you. I can pretty much expect that we will get some a lot of upgrade on social media. We'll start seeing reels with motion blur a lot more often because it's a lot easier to achieve. If you've got any questions, chuck them in the comments box below. Bring on the hate. I know a lot of people don't like GoPro because they're unreliable. Well, I've never had a problem with the 12 or the 13 so far in my testing. So chuck it in the comments below if you've had an issue. Let us know. And if this video helped you, put 22 in the comments below. Otherwise, keep the rubber side down, throttle on, and we'll catch you in the next one. Hooroo!